Let's go to Lokoja in Kogi State, where a combat sports analyst right here in Nigeria, Kuti, is standing by to tell us what's going on with wrestling in Nigeria. Team Nigeria, we're expecting them to participate at the COPA Brazil Wrestling Championship. The story has changed. Good morning, Darren. Welcome to the show.
Yes, good morning, Austin.
Okay, fantastic. Let's talk about the Copa Brazil Championship. What's the story now?
Well, it's quite unfortunate that Nigeria will not be represented in Brazil because, will I say, the non-availability of funds, because the wrestlers have been in camp since on the 25th of November till now, and the wrestlers also have taken off from Nigeria since on Sunday, but on Monday morning, they were still training and waiting for miracles to happen. And with the body language of everybody in camp, it's already certain that Nigeria will not be traveling to Brazil to attend the international tournament. They were actually invited because of the exploits they performed at the All-African Games, where Nigeria wrestlers Red Riot on other African countries. And Brazil deemed it fit with athletes like Oboro Adekuroye, and also Emmanuel Wori, who is the first Greco-Roma wrestler to have won gold for Nigeria for the past 20 years after now Coach Godwin Tibri is now in charge. But it's quite unfortunate that now, as I speak to you, the 11 wrestlers will be decamped. And we have over 23 wrestlers because the 11 wrestlers and their training partners have been in camp since on the 25th of November in Abuja.
No, the championship, talking about the Copa Brazil Championship, was supposed to prepare them for qualifiers for the Olympics in Egypt and, of course, in Algeria. How much is it going to affect the wrestlers?
I didn't get you.
Now, the Copa Brazil Championship is supposed to actually help the wrestlers prepare for the Olympic qualifiers that will be taking place in Egypt and, of course, in Algeria. How much is it going to affect the wrestlers?
Well, I think presently the wrestlers are set down due to the fact that they cannot be participating. And don't forget, they'll be facing top opponents in the qualifiers. If these boys can actually, assuming they have gone outside the country to face international wrestlers because they are done with African wrestlers, I think it will have given them a very good edge over African wrestlers, because presently, as I speak with you, Adekure and Oboro have wrestled champions outside Africa. And I think other athletes who are coming into their shoes, they also do the same. But as I speak to you, the wrestlers are down. They are not in their right senses presently, because today, this morning, they will decamp to their various states.
Not a good one, not a good one. But it seems there's lights at the end of this tunnel. Odwanyo Adekuroye, good to know that she's been invited to take part in the Indian Professional Wrestling League. Only African to actually get the invitation. What does that do to our wrestling?
Talking about Adekuroye, I think she's being financed by Indian League. That's talking about Mumbai team, where they actually signed a deal of 2 years with her, and every of her transportation, her feeding, everything will be handled by the Indian government, because Adekuroye, she has wrestled with the like of 12 times world champion. That's talking about Soria, Yoshida, and also Sweden, Sophia Matson, who are international wrestlers in the world. And for Adekuroye to have won a bronze at the Golden Grand Prix in Baku, Azerbaijan, I think the Indian League actually thought it worthwhile to sign a player of a wrestler of Adekuroye, because presently she's the hottest and the most sought-after wrestler in Africa. So I think it will give her an edge, considering the fact that she has qualified for the Rio 2016 Olympics. I think she needs a championship in order to defeat this 12-time world champion and to win a gold for Nigeria.
Thank you so much, Kuti, for speaking to us this morning. We will continue to keep track of the development of wrestling in Nigeria. Thank you.
Yes, it's a pleasure.
Austin. Okay, we're supposed to be developing all sports, right? Okay.
Whenever we do this sort of thing, I just the sigh of relief. I don't know, like what comes on us afterwards is just It's indescribable. I don't know what's going on.
Austin, good news for Odwanya, the Kuroye, but bad news for the other
Bad news for wrestling.
Yeah.
11 of them, only men.
Yeah, in essence, I want to look at the psychological effect it can have on these athletes. These are the kind of things that happen that can make these wrestlers actually start having second thoughts about their career, and you end up with having a potential champion, wrestling champion, ending up on the street or ending up in an office because. When you're supposed to go for competitions and and go and test out your skills against fellow wrestlers all around the world, he doesn't get the opportunity. And the NSC really, I don't know what's going on because it's not the first time where Nigerian athletes
the
have missed
table
out.
tennis guys can't go for the Commonwealth Championship.
Exactly. So it's not the first time. It's always been an issue, and I wonder what they're doing to correct this anomaly.
Yeah, I think it seems maybe all sports federations are told what they need to do is to just think of how they can, attract sponsors. Whenever they're going for a tournament, they just sell the ideas to different corporate bodies and see if they can pump in money into it. I think that's the best bet because there's no point waiting for the National Sports Commission as well. Because when football, they're going for tournaments, they get money and all that. I know FIFA is actually helping, giving out grants and money to different federations at the end of the year from what they get from the biggest tournament, talking about the World Cup. But if you look at other federations, just think of how you can, get sponsored. If you're going for Olympics qualifiers, for instance, maybe 6 months to the time, start distributing flyers, whatever, however you want to do it. Just go to corporate organizations, see how you can make money and use that money to sponsor them. Because that's the only way. Because if you keep waiting for the National Sports Commission, the National Sports Commission is going to tell you that, look, government has not given them money. And of course, they will tell you that it's bureaucracy and government will say they've released money and the money is hanging in somewhere. Before it gets to them, it's a whole...
But it's a whole lot of problems. And the NSC is in the center of it all, Cecilia. We can't just take that
away from it.
Go and get sponsorship and let somebody start taking you to competition and hear what the NSC will tell you. The NSC needs to also approve that event.
Yeah, that I know.
Remember when the NFL was even trying to employ Sunday Olise?
Yeah.
The NSC is okay.
What I'm saying, yes, of course, I know they will do that.
Yes,
what I'm saying is, when the players the wrestlers have been in camp, right, for how many days? I mean, they've been in exactly. They've been in camp. 11 of them. That is it. That they're going for the championship. That's what I'm saying. Now, if they've gotten a sponsor, all they need to do, call and assist. You people don't have money, fine. We have someone who can sponsor us. They'll definitely not tell them not to go.
Yeah, difficult.
Cecilia's point is, it shouldn't be about the NSC alone, even though we know they are the center of it. The Wrestling Federation, the NSC, they need to get the houses in order. So we'll stop embarrassing ourselves like this.
Okay.
11 Nigerian wrestlers will not feature at the Copa Brazil Championships, the wrestling championship taking place in Brazil. They were actually invited because of what they did in Congo. So someone somewhere is watching and says, come and be part of this so that you can keep getting better, so that you can keep wrestling with other professionals.
So, Austin, so that's consolidation out of the way there now. Because going to that competition was supposed to go and consolidate and get better, but that's out of the window now.
Well, the qualifiers in Egypt, we also have another coming up in Algeria. Let's just hope that they should train well, because right now there's nothing they can hold on before they go for those competitions for Olympic qualifiers. Let's not just end up with lifters who are saying they might just go to the Olympics with 2 lifters. We don't want that to happen in wrestling. We end up having just 2 wrestlers. I'm not sure that's going to happen. She has already, exactly. So she's already qualified. We just hope that more of them will get to qualify in Egypt and in Algeria. We're talking about tennis, right? Some of the upsets and all that happened yesterday. If we can just see some of the selected results, coming from Lagos, where you have some major upset. We talked about Bissong and all that. To beat the Switzerland guy. I mean, they ended in a 3-set thriller. But at the end of the day, he was able to win that one. Well, action will definitely continue today. Okay, there you have the first round selected results. Sylvester Emmanuel talked about him defeating Anderson Reed 7-6, 6-3. Of course, Mohammed defeating Bernard. And also you have other results coming in from there.
And Thomas Otu beating Moses Michael as well to first round defeat for the defending champion. Not a good one for him at all.
You just keep rubbing that in, right?
No, I know that for me, because that was really the biggest.
Yesterday that he has to prove that.
He's got to prove it, and it's gone out in the first round.
Okay.
That's massive.
Okay.
All right, definitely. Okay, we'll go on a short break now. We'll just enjoy this match coming from Sunshine Queens and, of course, Baiso Queens. That's talking about the Federation Cup. And after that, we'll be talking about how the governor was able to reward the players of Sunshine Queens with how much? Well, $500,000 for each of the players. Enjoy the highlights.
Lillian Cole chips that ball in. A great opportunity this is for them. What will become of this? Yes, and that's the first goal of the day. Brilliantly taken. And some fancy footworks on her part. Rafia Tsule. Brilliantly taken. What will become of this? Unfortunately, what will become of this? They scrambled the ball into the net. And the referee has rewarded them. The Sunshine Queens have worked. Yet the coach is cool up, hiding his emotions. Coach Kayode, and of course their fan. She just cannot hold her joy. They were persistent on that occasion. But it's a shame that Alaba lot, and she powers it into the net. For the first goal of the day, that's Sherifat. All of that work in Bokiri's favor as she runs all the way and poorly taken. Or was it the brilliance of Tochukwu Olueyi who guessed right and pushed that? So after the first round of kicks, she just cannot hold back. Takes a running hand, places it expertly, same spot as Juliet Sunday. Twice looks cool, calm and collected. Will this result into a goal? And she expertly rolls it into the net. Ogriola makes a run in and powers it, poorly taken. Alaba Jonathan catches that expertly. She makes a run in and poorly taken. Poorly taken. That was Osahen Norma Igbinoba. Chooses her spot. She's full of concentration. She's been given the go-ahead. Oh, she rolls that ball way out. And she's been given the go-ahead for the fourth kick. Running into that, but poorly taken. The ball has been placed on the spot. Waiting for the go-ahead from referee Uloma Wogu. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. That's the final kick and the winning kick. Who else will take it than Aminat Yakubu? Well, all signs of joy, so emotional. She cannot believe it. They've worked hard for this. Last year they made it all the way to the final and lost. But this year they won on penalty kicks. 3-2 they won on penalty kicks. Sunshine Queens. Always seem to be the hero. The goalkeeper for the Falcons, and their fans are not left out. Chooses her spot and expertly buries it. Aminat Yakubu, arguably the best